Hey everybody.
Hey guys, how you doing? How to lose $50,000 in 10 days.
We've
Resolve.
definitely, yeah. So we had, obviously everybody was making money. A monkey was making money a couple weeks ago. Everything was surging. Airlines, oil, we were in oil pre everything opening, and then everything opened. It boomed just the way that we thought it would, which was great. And we liquidated a lot of the portfolio, but we did not liquidate all of it. We kept mostly shares and long-term stuff that was expiring at the end of the year, nothing short-term. There is something you can explain, Gregory.
What's up?
Why did we even think that we would have the downturn this time?
My name is Greg. I live at this residence. I'm also from Canada. Canada is a country north of the U.S. For those of you that live in America. There was some data out of Canada that I had from a source that explained to us last week, maybe Fridays over the weekend, that we read. And
it was this week actually. On Monday you found this out.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. It was Sunday.
So this week.
It was Sunday. It was just kind of go over information about all the. To go back one more second, on Memorial Day weekend here, Garrick and I were hanging out, and there's a lot of people we knew were out partying, and I think we said that, I think I said it, or he said, everyone I know is in Lake Havasu, is how you pronounce it? In Arizona. And there are all these boats are lined up, and people in Dallas opened up the bars, and Texas, Florida, Atlanta are all full speed. So the Canadian government doesn't want to open the border, and I'm trying to get back to see my kids. So I was reading articles about it, and they were saying that they're contact tracing all the people that are getting hospitalized for COVID, and the numbers were off the charts. And this is not political in any way, so there's no Republican report or Democrat views on anything. It's just hospitalizations. That's it. And they were through the roof. In those particular cities that opened up and partied all that weekend. That was like roughly 2 weeks ago from this past Sunday. So seeing that and seeing the numbers and doing their contact tracing and a math formula of like where they were, how many people they talked to, and when they were infected, multiply that times time and the amount of people that they see, you're noticing that you're going to get another wave of COVID. And then we realized that because of the protesting and all the stuff that was happening, it took a lot of the news cycle away, so it was delayed to get to the media in the last couple of days, Thursday, Friday, today's Friday. It's been all about this stuff. So we knew about it, well, we read this last Sunday, and we made adjustments right away on Monday morning. So we were very fortunate for that, I guess.
Yeah. We were. So we looked at that. We actually just looked at the data for ourselves. We looked at where the market was at. We looked at obviously seeing some pre-COVID highs in some sectors.
Oh, spider, dude.
Oh, wow. Get it. Oh, fucking put him over here.
Is that it? That's what we're going to do?
Yeah, we killed it.
It wasn't even a team decision? It was just you stepping on it? What about like
You threw it at me. Was that a team decision to throw it in my direction? Is it a
Tom's?
Tom's?
You like spiders.
Is it a
Tom's?
Tom's?
Like high protein
Snacks. Anyway, so we thought, okay, this shit is near some highs, and what should we do, right? So I liquidated a lot, actually everything.
I tried to liquidate everything on Monday, and then realized that
we had a lot of work.
Then we put a lot of puts too, because we knew it was going to come. So it was a good week.
Yeah. So then my favorite thing to talk about is SPY. That Greg might be more accepting of now, but he didn't really like SPY before. So I went and got puts on SPY.
Did I fall down?
No, it's just fucking, you have the things on.
Good to see you. Where'd you go?
Puts on SPY, calls on the VIX.
This should be our logo for SPY.
Calls on the VIX, volatility index. Historically, it's inverse to SPY. So as volatility increases through like the COVID sell-off in March, the VIX was up in the mid to high 80s.
What is the VIX? No one knows what that means.
Well, I said volatility index.
Did you say that?
VIX, yeah, I did.
What does LEAPS mean?
LEAPS is long-term equity anticipation securities.
Slower.
Long-term equity anticipation securities. It's
what does SPY mean?
That have.
What's SPY?
It's an ETF of the S&P 500.
What's the S&P 500?
The S&P 500 is Standard & Poor's top 500 companies.
What's in the milkshake?
232 grams of sugar, 50 grams of carbs, and I'm not allowed to have it. So on SPY trades alone, we were up like over 190%. So what we did is we went SPY puts and we did through July and through August. We did VIX calls. We did at the money and out of the money. VIX $40 calls.
Slow down, dude. Slow down.
These people understand it though. They just want me to get.
You're
to the
talking
point.
so fast. Dude.
I know, but they get it. This is how Tom understands. We're delivering to a certain demographic of people here. They're smart. They're not our.
That's not a good thing.
I didn't say it. All right. So we did that, and boy, did she crumble quicker than we thought. We had the largest market sell-off on Thursday since March 18th. The Dow was down over 1,700 points. Yeah.
Can you explain to me, can you explain to them what you explained to me about how much money is in the market, but how many usually the ratio of money to how many people are trading is usually X, but now it's substantially higher, so there's a lot more people trading, which means amateurs are trading. And the same amount of money is there, so the big whales are out of the market, or at least their money's in tech.
Yeah, two sides of it. So one is when we were looking at indicators based on this news, what's going to happen to the market. We noticed that there was not a lot of volatility for this massive buyback that just happened. There's Robinhood, companies like Robinhood that offer free commission trading off your phone that we're seeing like 3 million new accounts in a month. Like a ton of these investors, if you go to Twitter or anywhere, everybody's talking about like, oh, I invested my stimulus check, doubled it, tripled it, whatever on airline stocks, oil, right? So you have a lower amount of volatility as far as trades go for the buyback that we just had. It seemed very weak, and you have the Fed buying $80 billion a month in bonds. So when you look at all that, that's gonna be our intro. This has to be our intro. This is our new intro song, Tom. We need to get the rights to it because that is our intro song by the Teriyaki Boys.
Sorry.
Okay. So what we did was we took a look at that, and with all those small retail investors coming in, and they don't have a lot of experience, right? And so when you look at where we were at, reaching new highs outside of tech, who was actually bringing something to the table intrinsically. Facebook launched Facebook shopping, which is
Shops?
so supposed to bring
Shop! Let's go shopping!
30 billion.
Honey! Let's go shopping!
$30 billion a year potentially in revenue to Facebook, right? So
Bad Tom is right now.
that's fantastic. But when you look at everything else, you have no commission trading, access to trading, a lot of amateurs in the marketplace essentially, and you have, if you look at filings, big whales, Warren Buffett, these types of people. Bill Ackman turned 27 million into 2.6 billion on credit default swaps in less than 30 days on the sell-off. He took 1.5.
Take a breath.
I'm on a roll. He put 1.5 billion of that back into like Lowe's and Starbucks within a week. The other billion, he wrote in a letter to investors saying, hey, we're going to wait for the next opportunity that's potentially going to come.
Hey.
So with COVID and everything opening back up, everybody thought that this reopening would be great. And it's great. We hope that it's great. But when you look at the number of cases that are spiking, the hospitalizations, it's going to be... we never even really got out of round one. So we're not worried about a wave 2 of COVID. We're in wave 1. And so I think there was a lot of optimism. Airlines made a huge gain on news that they were going to open domestic flights, but not them actually happening. A few companies like American or United announced that our burn is no longer 50 million a day. We've got it down to 40 million a day.
Impressive.
Yeah, it's still $40 million a day though. Nobody's getting on the planes. So
it's burn rate, in case you missed that.
Intrinsically.
Intrinsically.
Yeah, that's intrinsic value. So intrinsically, it looked overvalued when you looked at moving averages and things like that. So the correction that we saw Thursday, we were ahead of it. We had a lot of puts. We made close to 200% between puts on SPY and calls on VIX. We've liquidated all of those as of today, Friday. We closed at 300, just over 300 in SPY yesterday, and we gapped up to 307, 308 open. And so we got some more puts that expired the 15th of June. So 3-4 day expiration, obviously big thetas, but fat deltas. And so as that puppy came down and broke below 300 today, we got out of those positions at the 299, 98, 99 range, which was around 11 a.m. our time, so with about 2 hours left. And I thought, you know what, this is going to rally. I thought that this is going to rally. I thought there would be a consolidation tomorrow and a sell-off after lunch, and there was a gap up and a sell-off and then an even larger sell-off after lunch. So looking at that 300 range where we're testing today, I can easily see it getting back up to that 320 range before it actually gets down into the 290s, 270 range. So we ended up getting some calls that expire next Wednesday, June 15th, that were at the money, at the 300 mark. And so those have already profited only, I think, like 20-something% by the end of the day. But what we're expecting is a gap up on the Monday market. We're expecting all the amateur investors to buy the dip if they didn't sell already in a panic. And that's going to give those people that stayed in an opportunity to exit with maybe not as much profit, but maybe a little bit of profit if there's a pop back to the 310 plus range in SPY. SPY is an ETF of the S&P 500, so that means that all the companies, airlines, oil, everything is going to have to be up for it to be up. That's why I'm referring to it as an entire market. Okay. So I got one more minute.
Okay, thank God. All right.
All right, so
migraine.
If you guys don't like this, just tell me. I'll never do it again.
I don't like it.
If you have questions about it, you can let me know. We can do explainer videos throughout the week.
Dude, you sort of sound like me. SPY.
I got too much on my mind and not enough fucking. Yeah, well, so one of the portfolios, we put $11,000 in on SPY puts in VIX calls and cashed out today at 21,864. So that's over 100% gain. But overall,
whose account's that?
My account.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Gregory did not like SPY and did not want to liquidate. So
I bought SPY with
for his account, just a smaller amount. For Greg's account, what actually happened was that we put our hard hats on. So as everything was going down, obviously we owned equities. And
we sold off a bunch on Monday before it started going.
Sold off a bunch of option calls, but we kept the equities, the shares. And so as those started decreasing, Greg had a video chat in the morning for work.
I was for work. This is work. I make more money in this than my work. I was on a call with Sweden early in the morning, and my account started. The market just opened, and I remember getting off the call 26 minutes later. I was almost $16,000 in value down.
So he comes out. What are we doing? I said, well,
it's fucking. What I say? Let's start buying some puts.
We're gonna start buying puts. So we did. We bought a lot, and we ended up $797 up on the biggest.
Same day.
On the same day. The biggest loss that they've seen since March 18th. We ended up $797 up without selling any of our shares. And today we finished up a couple grand without still selling any shares, executing some of those puts and getting out of them. So it's been a battle. We'll post up the shares on that SPY trade from 11 to 21, and we'll post up the shares that we're continuing to hold. So we are looking to see in the next week or two here, depending on how bad this coronavirus thing gets, and along with second quarter earnings come out at the posting at the end of June, which will probably come out in the July-August timeframe, depending on the company. We're expecting a bottom close to where we were at in March. And we're going to be looking to enter some LEAP, some long-term equity anticipation securities. Those are contracts that expire more than 365 days from today. So if you have a 2x LEAP, it's 2 years, 3, it's 3 years, 3x. But we posted up a study. We didn't post it, but I did a study on SPY. So SPY was at 218 in March, and it went up to 320. So if you would have bought shares of SPY, you'd be up just over 30%. If you would have bought a 2-year LEAP, a 2 years till expiration LEAP at the 218 mark, when it was at 320, you would have made over 600% on that contract. So we're going to be paying attention to a lot more of those, and then the indicators to look at, such as actual volume, but not only volume, interest in that option, which means how many are in circulation, how many have been bought and sold, so that's one thing you want to look at with LEAPs. You don't want to get stuck with something that you can't sell. So we'll be looking at all that, but long story short, we're expecting a bit of a pullback, a little pop up, and then we're going to actually fall lower than what we had on Thursday. So a bit of consolidation. And so in the next week, we're going to be looking, on Monday, we're going to be looking to sell those calls, enter some short-term puts for the weekend, like Friday, the weekend, and then start establishing some LEAPs and long-term calls in these little valleys and kind of scale in that way. Any last words?
I don't think anyone wants anyone to say anything else. I think everybody's gone at this point. So I was going to say goodbye.
If you're still watching this video, you're probably either in or on your way to being the top 1%. If you lost interest and you fast forward to this point, have fun on unemployment.
If you never made it to this point, we never want to meet you.
Yeah. If you did make to this point, you're looking for a job. We're hiring a lot of different positions:
Oh,
marketing, advertising,
Jamie.
SEO.
His name was Jamie. I wasn't calling him Hector. His name's Jamie.
His name is Jaime, though.
But he goes by Jamie.
No, in America, maybe. Anyways, if you're looking for any types of jobs in marketing, advertising, directing, PR, yeah, we're hiring. So go to ZipRecruiter, check it out. Envy, E-N-V-E, Shop Your Own Mortgage.
Just drive Envy.
He's not even,
Shop Your Own Mortgage is a little bit different.
he's not even fucking here right now.
Dude, you like hypnotized me with your words.
Never heard a woman say that before. I hope they do one day. All right, bye. Ask questions if you have them.